I think I speak for all freedom lovers when I say, screw you, GoFundMe.
It's the Mega Man, and nah, that doesn't stand for hate. Nah, we're just saying it's time for education to be great.
Hello, everyone. This is Make Education Great Again. I'm your host, Chris Morris. Today's topic, GiveSendGo hosts Freedom Convoy. They've raised $1.4 million in just 12 hours, and I don't even know what the number is right now. This is all in response to the ridiculous games that GoFundMe has been playing with the Freedom Convoy truckers. At first, they paused the fundraising account, and they claimed that no, it was just because we needed to make sure we knew who was getting the money, and then they backtrack and say, no, because y'all have turned violent and you're antagonizing police, we are not gonna let those funds go to the truckers. In fact, we're gonna just send the money whoever we want to send the money to. So robbing the people who donated for the truckers, I mean, what is it? And now they might be in some legal trouble. Let's unpack this. So I'm going to start with an article from Breitbart. This is basically telling you about this new Christian-based GoFundMe account. It's called GiveSendGo. Thank God we have alternatives, and this is why it's very important to have a free and open marketplace where competition can be there. When somebody starts doing evil and doing wrong, we have another option to go to get things done. So GiveSendGo hosts Freedom Convoy Truckers fundraiser. It says it right here, 1.4 million raised despite cyber attacks. So they've had a lot of antagonism, cyber attacks, but they're still raising the money, and they're doing it faster than they did with GoFundMe. So let's get into it. This Christian-owned funding platform GiveSendGo is hosting the new fundraiser for Canada Freedom Convoy after its initial fundraiser. Hopefully people are taking note of this when it comes to the U.S. convoy that's coming. After the far left funding platform, GoFundMe is starting to just mess around with them. So GiveSendGo is currently in a difficult situation because they're struggling under increased traffic and cyber attacks from left-wing activists. The company says it's facing attacks from bots, distributed denial of services, DDoS, technique used by cyber criminals to take websites offline by overloading it with artificial traffic. Despite this, GiveSendGo fundraiser is gaining momentum, has over 1.4 million pledged to the truckers as the platform on the platform at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Now, this article is from the 5th. Today is the 8th. So I don't even know what that number could be. It could be like 3 times, 4 times that amount. It says we have all been under heavy DDoS, and bot attacks. In spite of all this, we still managed to gain the funds. Now look at this, 5 times faster than GoFundMe did. GoFundMe raised about $10 million in 3 weeks, as opposed to this one. GiveSendGo is already over 1.1 million in about 12 hours. So GoFundMe released $1 million in donations to the truckers, but after the truckers' protest gained momentum, they froze approximately $9 million of it in further donations that was destined for the truckers. After initially saying it would redirect the funds to charities selected by the Freedom Convoy and verified by GoFundMe, the platform said it would issue refunds to all donors within 10 to 7 days. So they backtracked after people started calling them out, people such as Elon Musk, for example. So in case you're wondering what I'm talking about, let's go ahead and check out an article here. This is from the redstate.com. It says Elon Musk drops a hypocrisy bomb on GoFundMe over the Freedom Convoy. He is a smart guy that gets straight to the source of the matter, and they had to backtrack after some of these things started coming to light. Check this out. As we previously wrote, the Freedom Convoy truckers in Canada had raised a tremendous amount of money for their support on GoFundMe. GoFundMe first paused the account to review it, which is a bunch of baloney, then declared they weren't going to give the truckers the money because we now have evidence from law enforcement. Total crap. Law enforcement that the previously peaceful demonstration has become an occupation with police reports of violence and unlawful activity. Yeah, right. GoFundMe says no further funds will be distributed direct to the organizers of the Freedom Convoy protest. The crowdfunding firm says we now have evidence from law enforcement that the previously peaceful demonstration has become a bunch of baloney. If you want to read the statement, I'll leave a link to this in the comments. GoFundMe said that the people who have donated would have to apply. Listen to this. This is insane, illegal, and it's stealing. It's theft. GoFundMe would have to people who donate on GoFundMe, would have to apply to get their money back. And if they didn't do it by the deadline of February 19th, the money would be given to causes that GoFundMe selected. I mean, that's ridiculous. You don't get to decide where people who wanted to donate for a cause. That's theft. First, it should be noted that this was not just a decision by GoFundMe. It was precipitated, now listen to this, by a liberal government to shut down the protests. And if you don't think that's true, we can read the actual statement from the Liberal Mayor Jim Watson of the city of Ottawa. He admits that he was behind this. Jim Watson says, "I want to sincerely thank the team at GoFundMe for listening to my plea made by the city and the Ottawa police to no longer provide funds to the convoy." And then they try to pull this stuff. So it's always, can I just say something real quick? I was thinking about this morning, and I don't think I'm wrong, and I'm just going to lay this out here and just be completely honest with you. It's always the governments who are behind the scenes dictating to the private companies the shenanigans that you now see. It's always the governments. I believe firmly, after giving it much thought, that the reason big tech censorship is what it is because it's just an arm of the left through the government, and they're telling the big tech companies what to do. You got these puppet CEOs in place, and they're like, you know what, shut down, take Trump off. They know when they're doing what they're doing, and they pretty much have to play ball with the government in order to get the status that they have. I mean, how can you have situations with these big tech companies, your Facebooks, your Twitters, where basically they can't be sued? Every other company can get sued out the wazoo for any reason that somebody makes up, but they can't be sued, and they get this special elite status. They get circumstances to where they can pretty much have more money than the government. They have to get allowances from the government to do that, and I think they got to do what the government says to do. I really think it's that way. I used to think it was another way, but no. I think these governments are telling the private companies what to do for favors. And so this is why you see governments going to the private companies, and the companies are bowing down to them. Makes no sense. But anyway, back to the article, because I feel like it's got a few more features I wanted to talk about, and we'll sum it on up. They did this in July after, let's see. Oh, yeah, this is the other part I want to talk about. So this whole thing, they're such hypocrites, because the whole stance that they're saying is, well, now that it's turned violent or they're breaking laws, we now are going to change things and not let people get their money. Well, where were you with Black Lives Matter when they used GoFundMe to fund their cases? You know, CHOP, BLM occupation of Seattle, for example, back in July of 2020, after the murders in the CHOP, including the shooting of 2 black teens reportedly by BLM security. That's not to mention all the other illegal activities. I mean, good grief, BLM Antifa. It's just nothing but terrorism sponsored in the United States that's like somehow allowed, okay? And they use GoFundMe, and they didn't stop their funds. They didn't take this stance. No, they wait for peaceful truckers who are basically done doing, their protests by 9 p.m. every night, and those are the people that they shut down. It makes zero sense. So this is why they're a hypocrite. This is what Elon Musk is saying. Here's why Marcus Henderson, the founding farmer of the Seattle's Garden, it's ridiculous. Y'all can read this in there, but the double standard, as he points out, is unreal. So after some of this stuff, and people started thinking, and people started making some noise, then they backtrack and say, okay, we'll give you back your money. Why in the world would you have to apply to get your money back when they have decided that they're not going to let the money that they should be giving to the truckers out there? It's just insane. So if you want to know the name of the new Christian-based company that's raising the money, and hopefully next time I look it up, I'll have an updated number for you, but in the millions in a matter of hours is GiveSendGo. GiveSendGo. Maybe we need to make them the number one thing. I mean, we got to diversify. It's how we keep people, absolute power corrupts absolutely. When you give all this, all this power to just these single companies to get the source that you need, they get corrupt, and they can be corrupted, and you just can't trust men that way. You got to divide the powers up. We do that practically, economically speaking, by having competition. That's just what it is. So anyway, let me know what you guys think on this one. If you're in Canada, in Ottawa, let me know how it's going up there. We're with you here in the States. Keep doing it. You're leading the charge. You are spreading the narrative. The big lie is crumbling everywhere you go. Also, California, I read an article the other day. California is going to be dropping their mandates. It's time for tyranny to come down, and it's been prophesied as much, and you're starting to see it. Hold the line. Go, truckers, go. I love you guys till the wheels fall off. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
It's the Mega Man, and nah, that doesn't stand for hate. We're just saying it's time for education to be great. And if we keep on doing everything that we've been doing, it will no longer be our freedom that we're pursuing. It's now time to teach our students how to think and reason. If we don't, we'll keep on electing those guilty of treason. So listen up, as Mega Man is about to spit the truth. Gotta stop the powers that are coming after the youth.